Ever decided that what you're really craving for dinner, or breakfast, we won't judge, is a nice, juicy steak? You could always hit up your local steakhouse, sure, but maybe it's a week from payday and you're not feeling like a big spender. Lucky you just remembered that the grocery store recently had a sale on sirloin, and you stocked up last time you went shopping. But how long is it going to take to thaw that steak before you can throw it in the pan? And do you absolutely have to thaw it in the refrigerator? Or can you maybe just this once try thawing on the countertop without courting a nasty case of food poisoning? And what's up with that microwave thaw button anyway? Is there any way to make sure that the microwave will actually just thaw your meat without starting to cook it? Whoa, too many questions. Too much confusion. Might as well just nuke another lean cuisine and throw that steak away. But wait, don't give up quite yet. According to Cooks Illustrated, the optimal thawing time for a frozen steak is exactly 0 minutes and 0 seconds. That's right, frozen steaks actually cook up juicier than the ones you've taken the time to thaw overnight in your fridge. Here's how to do it. Cooks Illustrated explains that the reason cooked from frozen steak fares better than thawed steak is because the colder temperature prevents overcooking while still allowing for delicious browning. They recommend that you sear your frozen steak in a hot oven-proof skillet for 90 seconds per side. The skillet should be pretty large, as a frozen steak will splatter more than one that's been thawed. In order to ensure even browning, you should also fill the skillet about an 1/8 inch deep with vegetable oil before heating it up. Prior to searing the steaks, preheat the oven to 275 degrees. Once the steaks are seared, transfer the skillet to the oven and finish cooking them for about 18 to 22 minutes. Test them to see if they're done with a meat thermometer. The thermometer should read at least 125 degrees for a steak that's cooked to medium rare. ButcherBox's Chef Yankel explained to Real Simple his slightly different method of preparing steaks straight from the freezer. He places the frozen steak in a bowl and runs cold water over it. While he's doing this, he preheats his oven to 400 degrees. He also sears his steaks in an oil-filled pan, but cooks them for 3 minutes on one side only. He then flips the steaks over and transfers them to the oven, where they finish cooking for 15 minutes. Once the steaks have reached the desired temperature, he lets them rest for 5 to 8 minutes before slicing them against the grain. The no-thaw meat technique also works for pork and chicken. For both types of meat and cuts of beef thicker than steak, Chef Yankel recommends you cook them at least twice as long as you would cook the same cut of meat were it thawed. You should, however, set the oven at a slightly lower temperature, as long as it's above 350 degrees for safety's sake. What is not recommended, however, is cooking frozen meat in your Instant Pot or other slow cooker. The USDA refers to temperatures between 40 degrees and 140 degrees as the danger zone. They warn that if you try to slow cook frozen meat, it will spend too much time in this unhealthy zone, which can allow bacteria to grow. It's always better to make sure you're cooking your meat in the safety zone. One more tip: should you not be able to finish your delicious, juicy steak dinner, there is a super easy way to reheat the leftovers. All you need to do is drop your leftover steak into a zip-top bag and immerse it in 130-degree water for about 5 minutes. Believe it or not, steak reheated in this method tastes very nearly as good as it did the first time around. With these 2 easy hacks, you'll be able to enjoy perfect steak at home every time.
Steak is such a treat, it is the world's best meat. Big finish! Steak night!
Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more MASH videos about your favorite kitchen hacks are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.